to Accessible Edibles. My name is Kelsey.
My name is Amanda, and we are from the marketing team at Levo Oil.
This talk is intended to show you how easy it is to make edibles and topicals using Levo, and we're also going to do a really fun cooking demonstration of gummies for you. At the end of the show, we'll be talking about marketing and how to use organic channels to gain visibility and find new customers. A little info on Levo is a female-founded, woman-owned company, and with Levo, users can home infuse ingredients with endless benefits for the mind and body. Think CBD bath bombs, rosemary essential oils, flower-infused gummies, and also CBD infused chips and any kind of baked good you could even imagine. These homemade products are inherently healthier than their highly processed and mass-produced alternatives. Our smart device takes care of all the hard work with 3 simple settings: dry, activate, and infuse. We also have dishwasher-safe components. It's a no-mess process that streamlines making potent herbal infusions from start to finish and gives you full control over the ingredients you use. For celebrating Pride Month, a quarter of our small company is part of the LGBTQ+ community. And to show our pride this month, we recently partnered with LGBTQ+ organization It Gets Better, whose mission is to uplift, empower, and connect lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer youth around the globe. We donated 10% of our sales during our Pride Week, which we celebrated June 1st through June 7th, and we were able to donate the 10% of those sales to It Gets Better. We also donate monthly to the Last Prisoner Project and National Bailout to ensure that we are helping those who have been harmed by the war on drugs and have been left behind during legalization.
So those are just some of the things that we're super passionate about as a business, but we're really passionate about joining today's event because as women, breaking into the cannabis industry can be hard. Our own small business is enough as it is, but trying to break down barriers, all the hurdles, male-dominated industry isn't easy. Been through it, our founder, who is a woman, also been through it, and I'm sure many of you have been through it as well. But during my time at Levo, what I've really loved is hearing the stories about how small businesses are using Levo in their daily production. One of my favorite stories is actually about a catering company who during COVID wasn't able to cater the same events because everything was shut down. And so they actually took their Levo and they started making their own infused oils and selling that. And that became their lifeline during the craziness that was the pandemic and still is the pandemic. But we also see a lot of small businesses use Levo to make their own edibles, their own body care, and so much more. But what's really amazing about it is they're using their Levo to make products for recreational use, but they also are servicing people who suffer from chronic illnesses or chronic pain, and also cancer survivors as well. So it is so special to us to be a part of that journey for people, and to be able to help people in their small businesses. And while it wasn't originally intended to be used for small businesses, these are the types of amazing stories that we hear all of the time. And the Levo really is such a game changer, and it's such a great investment as well, because it does really streamline the process of infusion. There is no straining, it's super easy to clean up, it's dishwasher safe. You don't have to touch any hot parts, so you're not going to get hurt in the process at all. And it really contains the smell as well. So if you live in an environment where the person that you live with doesn't enjoy the smell of cannabis, or you're trying to contain the smell and conceal it from whoever you are living with. This really does a great job of keeping the smell inside of the machine so that there isn't any scent. It also has wireless control too. So what's really great is you can actually set it and forget it. You don't need to be around during the entire infusion process. You can leave it, come back, and just check on it when it's finished. One thing that we love is called the double pod hack. So when you purchase Levo, it comes with one pod, which fits 7 grams of cannabis, which is definitely enough for my potency. But if you want to strengthen it, you can actually drop 2 pods into the machine like so to strengthen your infusions. There are 3 settings on the Levo as well. So if there is dry, the dry is primarily for garden herbs, fresh garden herbs, so that you can dry them out to really extend the life of your product. And then the activate setting is for cannabis. So that's the decarboxylation setting. And then there's the infuse setting, which will infuse your herbs into whatever, most liquids. So if it's oil, butter, whatever liquid that you want to use. The one thing that we would recommend, especially if you are planning on selling your own products, is to get a T-check. And that's just so that you have the confidence to be able to tell your potential customers the exact dosage that you have in your consumables. If you have enjoyed our chat so far, we are dropping a discount code for you. So until the end of Sunday, you'll be able to get 15% off your purchase when you use the code Tokeativity. And as well, we're always looking for new people and partners to work with. So if you're interested in learning more about Levo, learning more about our partner program, you can always reach out to us to collaborate. But now I'll stop blabbering and I'm going to pass it back to Kelsey, who's going to be working on a really fun gummy recipe.
Yeah, so I'm going to be making our gummy mix that we sell on our website. It's from Paracana, which is also a small woman-owned business out of Canada. And this is in the peach flavor. It also comes in raspberry, cherry, cola, pink grapefruit, and mango as well. So I just finished up an infusion and I'm actually going to dispense the MCT oil. So I'm just going to press this button and out comes the cannabis infused MCT oil. MCT oil is derived from coconuts. It has a lot of healthy fats and it has a lot of health benefits. Since it has a lot of fats, it is great for potency. The THC is going to latch on to all of the healthy fats because THC is fat soluble. So this is about 50 milligrams per tablespoon of cannabis, and we are going to put that into the gummy mix. And what's really great about this gummy mix is all you need is the gummy mix, water, and your cannabis oil or butter. You don't have to add gelatin. You don't have to add Jell-O. I'm going to pour it into a small saucepan. I'm going to add 6 tablespoons of water. And I'm going to stir that until it is all combined. I'm going to do that over medium heat. So combined, it's this really pretty pink color.
And we're doing a huge restock of all of the gummy mixes as well. So those are going to be up on the site in the next couple of weeks. But we have some really great flavors like mango, Coca-Cola, cherry. Kelsey, am I missing any?
Raspberry. And the gummy mix fits perfectly. So whenever you make one pack of the gummy mix, it fits our 2 gummy molds perfectly. And our gummy molds are awesome. They fit 2.5 milliliters in each gummy, and the molds make 64 gummies total.
They also come with these cute little droppers too.
Okay, so now I'm going to bring the mixture to a boil. Something I love about these gummy mixes is, like I said, it's literally the gummy mix, water, and then your cannabis oil. The other way of making it is taking Jello and then gelatin, and it's just seems like such a bigger process than it needs to be. And once again, Levo has streamlined the infusion, and also the experience of making gummies. It's always been an intimidating process for me, and I think a lot of people feel that way as well. I don't like messing with like hot, sticky liquids. So it's always been something that I'd rather go to the dispensary and buy pre-made ones, but then they're so expensive and you can only take the flavors that they give you. And so with the Paracana gummy mixes, it really makes gummies like so foolproof. Like there's really no way that you can mess this up with how easy the process has been made by Levo.
Yeah. And a lot of people may not know this, but Levo, the story of how Levo came to be is actually so interesting because our CEO, Chrissy, was in school at the time and she was watching her friends try to make pot butter over the stove. It was messy. They ended up burning everything. And she was sitting there thinking like, this is a disaster. There must be an easier way. Which is how Levo came to life. So this is the Levo 2, but there was another machine before this, and we have some really fun stuff coming up this year too, which we're excited to share with you, but we can't share too many details, but just know that there's more fun things coming from us.
Yes, definitely. So yeah, I'm still waiting for this to boil, but once it boils, then we're gonna leave it alone for 4 minutes and we're just gonna let it boil and combine. And then after that, it's like 2 more minutes and you'll have some gummies, which is awesome.
Oh, looks like we have a question. So what's the best way to get a good sense of how much THC is actually in your tincture or per gummy?
That is a great question. So, the best way and the most accurate way is to take your infusion to a cannabis certified lab testing center, but that's not always an option for most people unless you're doing this as a business. So the T-Check is a great company and they make a THC like lab results. So you put the infusion on this little device and it tells you how much THC is in that infusion. If that's not an option for you, I use edible dosage calculators. So you can find those on just with a quick Google search to know how much THC is going into your infusion. You need to know how much THC is in the strain that you are using. And you can find that by looking at the dispensary label, and it'll say like the percentage of THC and the percentage of CBD, and then you plug those numbers into a edible dosage calculator along with how much carrier infusion liquid you are using in that infusion, and it'll tell you by tablespoon how many milligrams of THC and CBD are in your infusion. Okay, so now that the mixture has boiled, I'm going to start a timer for 4 minutes.
And somebody asked, what is the name of the gummy mix again?
It is Paracanna, Paracanna. It is a small woman-owned business out of Canada. Awesome, awesome product.
And is MCT the oil you would recommend with the gummies?
So for me, MCT oil is the oil that is my favorite to use to infuse because of the healthy fats, and it's also flavorless. It's derived from coconut oil, so it's doesn't have that coconut flavoring, which I really enjoy. So I'm using MCT oil today. You can also use coconut oil. You can also use butter if you'd like. I know people use butter as well. You can also use avocado oil as well.
And feel free to ask any questions in the chat while we're waiting for the gummy mix to cool. We're happy to answer everything.
So while it is boiling for the 4 minutes, you're not going to want to stir it. You're not going to want to disturb it. You're just going to let it do its thing. And then once the 4 minute is up, we are going to remove it from the heat and let it sit for 30 seconds. So with today's live stream, you also get 15% off of a Levo. And to get that, it's up until Sunday at midnight. Use Tokeativity for 15% off a Levo 2. We also offer Klarna, which is a payment plan. So you don't have to make that one lump sum. You can do 4-month installments, and you don't make the first payment until your Levo ships. So right now our shipping time is a little extended due to COVID and international supply chain issues. So shipping is about 6 to 8 weeks right now. So if you use Klarna, you actually don't make that first payment until it ships. So you could order it now, but not have to pay your first installment payment until 6 to 8 weeks from now, which is really, really awesome.
Mm-hmm. And so you can buy the Levo on its own, but we also have an Ultimate Levo 2 bundle, which is really awesome because it comes with 2 digital cookbooks. All of the recipes were written by people we really trust. There's a lot of fun recipes in this. It also comes with an herb block tray. So I actually like to use these for like ice cubes sometimes. Like I make coffee ice cubes with them, but you can also put your herb butter in here and it fits 16 ounces liquid. So that way you can just toss these in the fridge and then throw them into whatever you're making. It comes with these 2 gummy trays, which Kelsey is using in her demonstration today, and the cute little droppers, and our new infusion sprayer, which is super fun. You pump it like this. And then Kelsey likes to spray it on chips. You can spray it on popcorn. And it's just a really fun way to consume.
Okay, so our timer went off. I took it off of the gummy mixture, and now I'm going to have it sit for 30 seconds, not touching it. Once the 30 seconds are up, I'm going to put 6 tablespoons of our cannabis infused MCT oil. I'm going to mix it up really well, and then I'm going to add it to our gummy molds using the dropper.
Do you have a favorite flavor of gummy, Kels?
Definitely the raspberry. I haven't tried this peach flavor though, but I am a huge fan of peach. Okay, so I'm making sure that the oil is very well incorporated with the gummy mix. Okay, let's see. I think if I put you guys there. Okay, now I'm going to take the dropper I'm going to add it to the gummy molds. Need to stir it a little bit better. Okay. What I love about the gummy molds is the dropper never gets hot to the touch, which is very surprising when you're sticking it and sucking up hot liquid.
And the dropper and the gummy tray are both dishwasher safe, right?
Yes. Okay. Okay, and then you would just continue measuring out and filling the molds, and then I have some that I've already made. Ooh. So this is what they look like when they're popped out.
Those look so good.
So they look like this, and then you pop them out just like that.
Do you recommend spraying the mold or anything with oil, or can they just go straight in there?
Yeah. It's silicone, so it doesn't stick at all. I didn't spray these before I put them in, and I'm just pressing. I have nails, so it's a little bit harder, but I'm just pressing into it and it's popping out. And this is the pink grapefruit. So these molds, each gummy is 2.5 milliliters, and it makes one package of our gummy mix makes 64 gummies, which is the 2 gummy molds that come together. All right.
Great. That was so fun. I can't wait to make the gummies as well. I haven't tried those yet, so I'll have to try soon.
They are delicious.
So next we wanted to discuss how to grow your channel using organic social media. Social media has played such a huge role in how Levo has grown to what it is. I think a lot of people are really surprised when they hear that we are still a small business. Our team is only about 10 people large, full-time employees. So we're still a really small team. And of course, when you're just starting off with your business, you don't always have the cash flow to be able to do paid ads. And I know that for Levo, we really didn't start promoting as hard as we were with paid ads or PR until later on in the game. And one of the channels that we have used to grow so quickly is actually TikTok, which Kelsey manages. And if you have seen our TikTok, you should definitely check, or you haven't seen our TikTok, you should definitely go check it out. It's at Levo Oil. And Kelsey is the mastermind behind all of the videos there. But it really played such a huge role in our popularity and our success. Finding the right channel for your business can open a lot of doors. It definitely opened doors for us, and it actually opened an amazing door for Kelsey. She has an amazing story about how she actually landed her job at Levo that she's going to share with us right now. And she'll also share some tips on TikTok as well.
Yeah, so about a year ago, whenever COVID first, we went into quarantine, I bought a Levo 2, and I received it. I actually bought it for myself as a birthday present. And I recently had joined TikTok and was posting TikToks on like my personal channel. And I had received my Levo 2, and I did a video of the process of using the Levo 2, and it went viral. I was not expecting really anything to come of it. I thought it was a really cool product and very new. I had never heard about it, so I posted it, not really thinking that anything was going to happen, and it blew up. Over 1 million views, about 200,000 likes. It was crazy. So I was so mind blown. It was the first time that like something like that had happened to me. So I reached out to Levo's customer service and I was like, hey, you guys are going viral on TikTok. I posted this video, I sent them a link, and I was like, just letting you guys know, a super cool product. I love it. Thank you for making such an awesome herbal infuser. Not an hour later was the director of marketing calling my phone asking if I would help them run their TikTok channel. And it was middle of quarantine, so my job previously had kind of taken a little hold. So I had all the time in the world, and I am so glad I made that decision because it's just been awesome. I've been running the TikTok for a year now, and we have grown to almost 100,000 followers in a year, which is awesome. We've had a couple of our own Levo videos go viral, one being our hot Cheeto video that got 1.7 million views. And that was taking hot Cheetos and spraying them with infused oil or infused butter, and then putting them back in the oven for a very short time to cook that oil and harden up the chip again. And it blew up and it was awesome. So TikTok is such a powerful social channel because there are so many active users on the platform daily. It's crazy the reach that you can obtain if you have a brand channel on TikTok. Using, the trends, using the video trends that are happening and you see on the For You page, and also using the audio TikTok, like the trending audio on TikTok, those trends. It can really push your content and your business to users all over the United States there for you page, and it's so great for brand awareness. Another, if since we are a huge cannabis company, the one thing that is a holdback on TikTok is the fact that the community guidelines are so strict. So you do have to very hush hush, wink wink about the way you represent the brand. So using different terminology, instead of like decarboxylate, you say like activate. Instead of like THC, I call it plant magic. Things like that, where you can really, get around those crazy community guidelines.
And the great thing about TikTok too is that you can find a community for everything. So you can learn so much, but there is a huge cannabis community on there as well with their own lingo. So Kelsey just mentioned some things, but if you take a deep dive into these videos, you'll be able to quickly catch up on like what people are saying, how people are conveying their brands, so that you don't harm your own profile as well. And TikTok, again, has been such a huge channel for us. We have post-purchase surveys, and TikTok is always the #1 channel where people are finding out about us. So it really just goes to show how many people you can reach. And people often refer to Levo as the TikTok viral cannabis infusion machine too.
Yes, and another great way to leverage your social media is to also partner with influencers. There's, like Amanda said, a huge community of cannabis creators on TikTok, and something that we're also well known for on TikTok is the fact that like we're everywhere, because we have infiltrated those cannabis creators and have made those relationships with them, and they are more than happy to promote our product because of that great community and that great business partnership. So having those relationships, starting those conversations with influencers is a great way to further your brand awareness while also gaining new customers, because these creators can have such a engaged audience where they truly will take these creators' opinions to heart and be more inclined to purchase products that are recommended by these creators.
So we have about 9 minutes left. We have one more question. Any water-soluble options for cannabis drinks?
I don't know. I'm not sure. There could be a way, like if you made some sort of THC powder. I'm not a cannabis chef, so I don't have the education to really have the greatest answer for that. But my suggestion would just be do a little bit of research, and I bet you could find the information out there.
We've done an infused simple syrup, right?
Yes, we have done an infused simple syrup. You can do that. You can also do you can infuse vegetable glycerin, which people use for tinctures as well. Also, MCT oil can be used as a base for a tincture. But yeah.
Yes, simple syrup would be delicious. I have only made non-cannabis related recipes so far with my Levo, but I made a vanilla bean simple syrup, which was absolutely delicious. Kels, do you want to touch on the color of butter? We got this question a lot, so maybe we'll talk about the color of infused butter and Levo, because sometimes if you're used to doing the stove method or crock pot method or a different infusion device, the color of the butter can look a little different, but there is a good reason for that.
Yeah, so when you do like the oven method or some of our competitor products, your product will be green, a lot more green than this. This is this is the color you actually want. And the reason behind that is there's a huge misconception in the industry where people associate the green coloring to potency, and that's chlorophyll. So the green coloring is chlorophyll from the plant matter. Terpenes are not green. You actually want this golden kind of amber color. That is a clean infusion, and how we get that is with the herb pod. Because there is this barrier between oil and the cannabis, you don't get a lot of that chlorophyll mixed into the infusion. Chlorophyll is good on small intakes, but some people can't digest chlorophyll or in a lot of chlorophyll, and so it can like upset your stomach. So it's just the best to have a clean infusion, which Levo does for you. And it will still have all of the potency as, you know, your regular stovetop method or our competitors. It'll just not have that chlorophyll in your infusion.
And then we have a few more questions, and we have about 5 minutes left, so we'll use these last 5 minutes for a little Q&A. But what's the best kind of oil to use in a Levo? Coconut oil?
Yeah, coconut oil is a great carrier for an infusion because it is high in those healthy fats. A good rule of thumb is, since THC is fat soluble, you want to use a liquid or a butter that is very high in fat. So if you're making like cannabis infused milk, like using whole milk, coconut oil, MCT oil, avocado oil. I love using ghee instead of regular butter because ghee is full fat butter. It also has, it doesn't have any sodium in it, so the butter doesn't separate. Those are, yeah, MCT oil and ghee are my favorite to infuse with.
And then, can you use olive oil?
Yes, you can use olive oil. When infusing with olive oil, you need to make sure what the smoke point is, because some olive oils are very delicate, and so they actually can smoke and degrade at a high temp. So olive oil wouldn't be my first to use in an infusion.
Where can we find recipes for Levo?
You can find recipes online. We also have a recipe blog, Levo Loves Flower.
Oh, wait,
or Levo Flower.
Levoflower.com.
Sorry, levoflower.com. We also have 2 Facebook groups, private community. If you would like to join, it's Levo Love Club and Levo Loves Flower. These private Facebook groups are a great Levo community, and people share their tips and their tricks, their recipes. It's great for questions and answers.
And then there's one last question. We have 3 minutes left, and it is, how do you clean your Levo?
So cleaning the Levo is super easy. So you just open the lid, and then there is a release button right here. So you press that, and then you pull out the reservoir, and then the drain tube actually screws off. And then, yeah, all parts are dishwasher safe. So this can go in the dishwasher, this can go, as well as the pod. And then once everything is cleaned, you just screw it back on. you press the release button to open the drain valve. And you just pop the reservoir back in.
And then
Super easy.
super easy. Little hack that I like to use for my Levo too is that sometimes with your kitchen appliances, you can get fingerprints on them. And if you want it to look brand new all the time, I like to use a cloth like this, which is like similar to an eyeglass cleaning cloth. This one is for my laptop, but you can just give it a little rub and it looks brand new too. So we have 1 minute left, but we're super happy to be here. This was so much fun. We love Tokeativity and we'll be doing a lot more with them in the future. So keep an eye out for us. And don't forget that if you loved our tutorial today in our little chat, you can get 15% off of your Levo device until Sunday at midnight. All you have to do is use the coupon code Tokeativity. Is that all caps? Tokeativity, all caps.
Yep.
By Sunday at midnight. I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for having us. We love you, Tokeativity.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.